In this video, I'm going to look at CADJPY using the 4-hour bars, and I want to review what happened this month of November against the previous month's volume profile. So this volume profile here in orange is the volume profile from October. It's the information that I would already have at the start of the month in November. And I want to measure how the CADJPY price levels were achieved this month against October's volume profile. So to begin, I'll look at the high for October was right there at 93.25, and you can see the volume profile is very thin there. And the low is right here at 89.72, and again the volume profile is very low there. In fact, the volume profile is pretty much is fairly low between 89.72 to 90, which is a 36 pip spread there. Pretty thin volume there for the month. You can see shot down there within 1 4-hour bar and then shot right back up and ended up closing to the upside, and then it continued its way up. But within this volume profile, this monthly volume profile, the range for October was pretty wide. The range for October was about 352 pips. But we could see from the volume profile that the real the high volume profile is in this area here, and the high point is at 91.63, and I'm gonna just put in levels for other points. So here I would say, if you look at this profile here, it's something like that. Something like that. So I'm going to now put one down here. So I'm getting in from this low to this high. And I'm going to stop there for a moment. So here's the start of the month. We pretty much open around this this high, the volume point of control, right? That's the highest point. This where we see that's purple there, that's identifying the VPOC, the volume point of control. And we open just around there, and then we stayed above it, and then we moved further up. Now, once we see that we're moving away from it, I should start looking for low volume areas that would suggest areas of resistance, and then look for it to come back to the volume point of control. And that's exactly what it did. It went up from here and then up into this area here, and where did it come back to? It came right back down into the volume point of control, which would be right there. So I'm going to just change this color so it stands out a bit, because that's the volume point of control. 91.96. Now I don't want to trade from 91.96. I want to trade to 91.96. And where I want to trade from is where the low volumes are. So coming up here, it would have been it would have made sense to take a short trade here because we're coming up to a low volume area here from the previous month. We were coming up to where we see that we have pretty good resistance there, and the trade would have in the short run would have been a losing trade because it takes off and it comes up here. Now stops would have got tripped because they're above here, and then it comes right back down. And where does it come down to? It comes down and it sits around this volume point there, and then pulls back up. And again, we come back down. Now, when it got accepted into this here, yes, it came into this volume, this little bit of a light volume there, but you can see it's not getting any traction here. It's all wicks in this area here, and then when we did have one body close up there, it just immediately plummeted after that. And where did it plummet to? Where did it fall to? Right back down to the volume point of control. And so I think that's what I need to look for, and the way to use this is to find the low volume areas. I mean, even if I had taken trades in this area here, short trades, they would have come back right back to the volume point of control, and there's 80 pips there. Now this didn't happen, but this is the idea. Had it come down to this volume point of control at 91.96, remember, I don't trade from 91.96, I trade to. I would take my profits there, then wait to see, does it come back up to the low volume point of control to the upside, or does it come down to the low volume point of control to the downside, which could be at 91.02, or could also be anywhere around here. I'm just going to drop it at this low volume at 91. It didn't make it down, but what it did instead was continue to feel comfortable in this high volume area, and that's what it's done. It's just within this. So right now the direction that this is going to go is unknown, because this could continue all the way down to 91.35 or 91.02, or it could continue to oscillate in between this level here, where we have this volume, this high volume. I'm going to leave it at that. It's a just a review. What I want to do here is at the start of every month, clean this up, start of every month, do exactly what I did here, and that is look at the previous month's volume profile, highlight the low volume areas, highlight the high volume areas, know where the VPOC is, volume point of control, and then take trades from the low volume areas, expecting it to go to the high volume areas. It can be that simple.